Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. So today what I want to go ahead and show you guys, I guess is continue the Act 4 playthrough for our character. And I did ask you guys what skill you wanted me to use, and the majority of you guys decided to vote Infernal Blow. Now, at first I thought to myself, well, this probably is not a good idea, because Infernal Blow is kind of a unique skill, and I'm not going to say it's not really good for beginners, but I try to stay away from conversion-based skills for beginners. But I decided this time, why not? I think it's not too bad or too difficult to build around. So we're going to start this off by acquiring a Infernal Blow right here at level 9, and we'll get it going with our links. So first off, I want to talk about a couple things. I do apologize for not actually creating a build layout for you guys. I don't really know what I was thinking, but here is kind of a little bit of an outline of the character itself and what we're going to be doing. The only thing different on this outline compared to what I have currently is that I went through the melee damage. I'd recommend you go through the life and armor. I just didn't really want to do 0 damage at the start. I'll have to respec this after. And yeah, and we'll talk about this after. But this is, I just kind of wanted to show you guys so you can kind of see what it looks like. And I'll have that linked down below for you guys as well in the comments section. Alright, so let's start. So Infernal Blow deals 50% of my physical converted to fire. So let's start playing around with that, shall we? Let's see. Let's start this off by clearing our inventory here. 42 life. That's actually pretty decent. So where's our self-found YouTube guy? We're just going to keep this here. I don't even know if we need all these flasks, actually. These are Colossals. Colossals are better. So we're going to roll our Colossals and see if we can get like a, maybe like a bubbling or a seething. Look at that, we got a seething. Isn't life really cool when it actually listens to you? Alright, so we don't need this guy. How about this one? Nope, that one ripped. How about this one? Nope, that one ripped. Okay, we do not need this Mana Flask. We pretty much don't need... Am I resistance capped? Almost resistance capped. Pretty much don't need any of this stuff. So let's get rid of all of it, including this one, and even this chest piece. Well, the chest piece is decent. Do I have an alchemy orb? Let me see this. No, actually, it's very unlikely to get the resistances that this one has, so we'll keep it like this. Alright, so let's talk about our links that we're going to go ahead and use. We're going to try out Infernal Blow. Let's see, Infernal Blow with added fire. So let's take out Ancestral Protector. Infernal Blow added fire. We need melee physical and melee splash. So melee physical, and I believe I can get melee splash. Now this skill is going to seem very, very underwhelming. And the reason for that is most skills that require melee splash, well at least this one specifically, they really need quality. And what quality does for a gem is quality, depending on what the gem is, can give it increased damage, increased duration, increased speed. In our scenario, it gives us increased AoE. So unfortunately, our AoE is going to be poo-poo. Where is melee splash? Is it like Act 2? Devouring Totem, Decoy Totem, Flame Totem, Rejuvenation Totem, Molten Shell, Reckoning, Vigilant Strike, Added Fire, Life Gain on Hit. There it is, melee splash. Boom. Okay. And then we're going to have a single target set up. I guess we'll put our totem down, so it'll be Added Fire, Faster Attacks. Where is War Chief Totem? Do we have War Chief Totem anywhere here? We might need to go pick one up. Oh, here it is. War Chief Totem. And then we would use melee physical from the next act. Or I think it's Act 3, is it? Act 2 or Act 3? Let's check Act 2.
Hello.
Oh, melee damage on full life. Melee physical. Nice. Now, actually, I never looked. Can you even use Infernal Blow with a staff? Please tell me you can. Okay, looks like we can. Nice. Alright, well, looks like let's get this character rolling. Before I do anything, though, I do want to see where we're going with the build. It looks like... I don't know why we were going down. We'll see. Now I need to actually go up on the character, but it looks like we are heading south. So maybe we're going for here to get Juggernaut. Juggernaut's a really good node. I think that's where we're going with the character. Let's go see how Mr. Infernal Blow works. I don't expect my single target to be very good whatsoever either. Let's do Ash and Hatred. Oh, it's actually not too bad. Now, I personally would have loved to use this as, like, face breakers, which is a specific, like, weapon type. But since it is a self-found playthrough, I wanted to do stuff that, you know, everybody here could use as well. Even though face breakers aren't really too hard to acquire, but you know how it goes. And then we'll put our War Chief totem right here. So the way Infernal Blow works is essentially you slap a target in the face. If it dies, it explodes, dealing a percentage of its maximum life as damage. This is especially good if you have like a tanky rare and you group mobs up and then one-shot it. It's not really needed in the current meta though, because most builds can just insta-kill anyway, but it's kind of just like a fun way to play, you know? Also, one thing to note when you're doing Aqueduct, I forgot that this is a new player guide, is anytime that there is like this kind of like a stretch going to the left or to the right, there's always going to be a blue pack at the end of it. And there is one unique boss inside here, which is this bird we're about to pop up to. Well, that lag spike though. Who is actually up at this ramp right here. Ooh, the dunks! Remember that we are using Vol Lightning Trap that we found in our character. Vol Lightning Trap increases the damage we deal to every monster by 50% because it increases the damage that they take. And the last thing to note is, if you guys saw those like little blue, well, kind of see-through swirly guys, for some reason, I don't really know why, those monsters are obnoxiously tanky. I guess it may be depending on the mods that they roll, but sometimes if you come across them just like taking like 6 or 7 hits to kill, you know why. Alright, so now we're in the Dried Lake, which is the #1 farm zone for most people when they get their characters right off the foot. Essentially like right before mapping, which is kind of endgame. This is where pretty much everyone goes to. And the reason why is it's like a circular layout with pretty good density, really good density. And there's always there's 2 guaranteed bosses here. One of them well actually both of them you should ideally be careful for, but I'll show you them both here in a minute. Pew! It's actually a lot more fun than I thought it was gonna be. The explosions, man, they feel too good. Oops. I think I know what we're gonna do with our character. I think that I'm trying to think here. I think I'm gonna go flammability on blasphemy. That sounds like fun. I like that idea. We'll drop hatred and run flammability, blasphemy, go avatar of fire. Cool. Those are some like future things that I'll change with the character. Which basically what avatar of fire means is 50% of your physical, cold, and lightning is converted to fire, but Infernal Blow converts 50% of your physical anyway, so that makes 100% conversion, which makes it to be, basically, it scales off of penetration better that way. Breach time! Let's see how we deal. Pretty decent. Okay, this is gonna be Vol, the first boss here. Which all he does, you gotta watch out for his slam, which is that, and you gotta watch out for his charge. Other than that, he doesn't do anything. And he summons ads, which aren't really too scary. The other boss is a guy called, I think, Deshreet, where he is a little archer who kind of like makes a bunch of images and has like a really long range snipe. I'm talking about like your whole screen, if not longer than your whole screen. Looks like we have a Vol side area too. Let me go clear this Vol side area and then we'll go back on our storyline. Alright. So let's pick up these three. All 2 life nodes, I think. Alright, so our boss is here. Let me see if I can show you the power of the Infernal Blow explosion. You see that? That was half his life with just the explosion. Which is pretty decent. Vol Lightning Warp. That's poo-poo to your skill. We don't need that at all. Alright, let's go ahead and portal out. Alright, this is when Act 4 starts to get a little bit scary. So, there is a boss that's in here that you'll run into like 95% of the time. And he is very upset because he essentially does... He kind of does like this, like a... Sunder? I guess you could call it Sunder. I think it's Sunder with his skin on it. And what Sunder does is it can hit you... Well, actually, no, it's not Sunder. It's like... I don't even know what to describe it as. It's basically like if you guys have ever seen Glacial Cascade. It's essentially a skill that travels in a line, and the more you run with it, the more it'll hurt you. Meaning you do not ever want to actually run with the skill. But sometimes you don't notice what's going on, you panic and you'll move around, and it can do quite a bit of damage to you. So you gotta be really careful with it. Of course it is normal difficulty, so... everything I'm saying may be a bit exaggerated. It's mainly for like later on that I'm trying to explain to you guys. But he is still quite scary. But he's very squishy too. Let's see, where's he at? I think he's right here. Nope, there's a shrine. Nice. Here he is. He's right here. So he puts these little things on the floor, which you don't want to step in, and that's his attack. That'll hit you multiple times. But if you have armor, or just if you just get in his face, he's a big baby. He doesn't really do anything, so you don't have to worry too much about it. Get him, Infernal Blow! I'm upset though that the AoE is so poo-poo right now. Alright, let's go allocate this level up. And then coming down like 1, 2 for life, and then 3 for Bloody Bludgeon is pretty decent. And then Lava Lash. Although with Infernal Blow, I don't really think I need Bloody Bludgeon. Well, no, it's still good. It's 14, 14, 18. But I wouldn't get the Physical Leech if I was converting everything to Elemental. Instead, we need to go to Duelist. So I may actually have to rework that tree that I showed you guys. But for now, that's the tree we're following. Actually, no, we'll be okay, because there's Labyrinth that we need to do. And I'll dedicate, I think I'll dedicate the next video specifically to Labyrinth. Which actually, now that I think about it, I probably should have done before I made this video, but I didn't actually know what I was doing, so it feels rip, man. I know what I'll do. I will... Maybe I'll make... Okay, I'll run Labyrinth. Aha, okay. I'll run Labyrinth right after I make this video. And then I'll upload the Labyrinth video first. And then I'll upload this video after. Yeah, how's that sound? I like that idea. Alright, so in Mines 2, there is an optional skill point, which I actually think is right here. Cool, it's right here. You gotta be careful of this guy, Hammerstorm. Here's the unique guy in here. He basically does this Spectral Throw, and he does a skill called Vol Spectral Throw, which you can see it right there. Each one of these can hit you at this, like, you know, consecutively. Like, look, see? You have to be kind of careful about that, because it does hit quite hard. Although, fortunately, you don't even have to kill him. You just have to click the item, or his little banner thing, and then that's it. And you get your skill point when you go back to town. Treasure Hunter card. I think we're meeting dex requirements now for our faster attacks. So for the breaches as well, I know you guys don't see me doing this too often, but I'd highly recommend you click all those little hands that pop up, because they essentially act like chests, and they can give you pretty decent loot compared to, like, you know, like a rare monster. And if you see the bigger one, always go for it. They're like these super big hands that you can click. Minikay, what are you doing over there, buddy? You shouldn't be over there. You shouldn't be over there, kitty cat. Ooh, that sounded like... It sounded like your treble was set too high. I don't know what that sound was. Alright, so we are in the Crystal Veins, where Crystal Veins basically is one of the few places in Path of Exile where you get a split decision. You can choose where you want to go next. There isn't a specific order. You're going to get to fight one of two bosses, but you're going to have to fight both of them anyway. Now, there's also a secret guy. Well, it's not really secret, but there's a boss here, a unique mob, named the Burning Man. What the Burning Man does is when you kill him, he's gonna go boom. I would recommend not standing in the boom. That's the boom. It also applies a 12-second ignite onto your character. Fortunately, we have enough life regen that we can out-regenerate it. But it's something that you just gotta be a little bit careful about, because it does hit quite hard. I pick up some sling gloves. I mean, you can't relax, buddy. There's nothing wrong with you. You just gotta chill and relax. Alright. Here's the waypoint where you get your split choice. So before we do this, let's go grab our skill point from Act 4, the act we're in, which will be from Tasuni here.
Of course.
Yep, I'll take that. Thank you very much. Also, you do get the option of a golem reward, which I always forget about. I think here. Is it you? All right. This is after you kill Vol, which is that charge dude. We're gonna take some Abyssal Cry action here, so that we can Abyssal Cry and Infernal Blow and be super edgy. So let me put this one for Enduring Cry, and let me buy a Golem Let's see. I don't need protector. Let me start removing some stuff in my inventory here. We don't want to get this shit too cluttered. It's already cluttered enough. Let me see where we're speccing as well, because I'm not exactly too sure. I think I might start swinging up towards Avatar of Fire, which is quite a few points, but let's do it. I feel like there's a better way for me to path with my tree too. Okay. What are these? 9 to 14 cold to attacks with 7% attack speed. Ooh. That's pretty decent. But I'm going to keep our Ondars because of the attack speed at full life. 64 life. I'm dropping them. I'm selling them. It's a bait. Okay. We have to go to our special tab here. Okay, where's our Abyssal Cry now? Abyssal Cry is set there. Do we have an Alchemy Orb? We do have one Alchemy Orb, which is going to be perfect because a Golem... Oh, it's actually a Chance Orb. Even easier.
See ya.
Where's our Chance Orbs at? Now, you can buy this without having to actually pull it out. It'll just take it from your bank. But I don't know which one it's going to take it out of. Like, my, I don't know if it's going to take it out of my, like, other stash tabs that I have, so I just did that. Alright, so Abyssal Cry is essentially a debuff that will hit targets in an AoE around you, and when they die, they'll explode, dealing a percentage of their maximum health and damage. Pretty cool, right? Let's go Doresso's Dream first. This is the man of, essentially, cold damage. So let's see how this boom works. I don't really think it's going to help that much, but let's see. I think I would need like a ton of links to get this properly set up, because the AoE is poo-poo as well. That's a volatile monster. Whenever a monster in like yellow text says essentially like I actually don't even remember what it's called. They're called volatiles. There's volatile ice blood, volatile fire blood, and volatile lightning blood. I believe it's something like that. And anytime a monster says something like that, you need to be careful, because that means when you kill it, it will explode on death, dealing that element type of damage based off of their physical damage. I don't know if it factors in maximum health too. So when you go to Doresso's area, there's going to be kind of like an arena-style matchup that you're going to have to fight, and you're going to have to fight multiple ones, so this is an example. Sometimes you can get a bunch of blues like this, and you do have to be a bit careful. Thankfully, we should be able to one-shot them all. Well, okay, maybe two-shot them all. But they can become very overwhelming very quickly, so just make sure you pay attention to it. We'll swap this around here. There's also two bosses in here, or two, actually 3 unique game guys. 2 of them are a pair. It's a doge and a dog. Well, a doge and a chicken. It's like literally like these chickens, and then there's like a little dog-looking guy. And they actually enrage, meaning if you kill one, the other one becomes enraged. You don't really have to be too careful. I don't know if in the lower difficulties the chicken uses ball rain of arrows. If he does, then that means that your character will be rooted if he hits you with it. But I know that the dog uses... What the heck? I know that the dog... These are the dogs right here. This is what he looks like. He will use essentially like a charge type attack, and it will apply a puncture on you. And puncture deals, I think, like 90% increased damage while you're moving. Something ridiculous. So you definitely have to pay attention for that. Oh, the big packs. Yes. Yes. here is this a dead end? Smack! Alright, this is gonna be the other boss. I'm having some issues with my mouse here, I don't know what's going on. This guy will hit decently hard, but he's extremely squishy. And he does a cyclone type attack, and then that, which is kind of like the first guy I told you guys, it can hit you multiple times. We're getting mobbed here. Hey, buddy, come here. Come here. What's wrong? Come here. You can't be doing this, man. You're not a little baby anymore. You're 3 years old, all right? You gotta learn to have fun with yourself sometimes. Come here, you can sit here, okay? All right, so now that we're in the Grand Arena, I always go left. I think there is actually the wrong way that you can go. Like, it'll just take you to a dead end, you'll have to come back. I don't remember off the top of my head. But when you're in the arena here, this is actually one of my favorite layouts of, like, any place. And the reason why is it's, like, essentially a straight line. So first off, one thing to note is if you walk around the area, which you'll see here in a bit, you'll notice that there are kind of like areas you can walk by and they'll spawn monsters. So pretty decent for XP if you just, like, round them up. Hey, relax, man. So that would be these right here. You'll see, like, dogs come running out of them and whatnot. Alright, man. Come on, relax, buddy. These monsters are really tanky, too. I don't like these guys. These bulls over here. I'm about to have to kick my cat out of my room. Hey, Mini K. Buddy. You can't be doing that, man. Relax. Oh, this is a very big breach. This is a... There we go. Give me the loot! Oh, I don't think I ever summoned my golem. Nope. Let's do that. Okay, so after you clear like 2 waves of it, you're gonna fight 3 mini bosses here. They're not really too scary, but they will like flame blast you and kind of trap you. So that's one thing to note, is try not to get trapped. One of them will use flame blast, one of them will use like puncture trap, the other one will use, I don't remember what the other one uses. Like he just, oh, he does like a, essentially it's called Vol Ground Slam, and it will pull you in. So that's one thing to note. Alright, we are now at Duresso. Who Duresso has, I think, 3 phases in his fight. And you can see this is Duresso right here. We're mainly going to use our War Chief Totem to kill him. So the way Duresso works is he's got these swords that come up. You don't want to stand in the swords because you will take damage from them. I believe they're physical damage swords. So that's one thing to think of, is you could use like armor, you could use like granite flask, basalt flask, etc. Every time he drops below, I don't know if he gets quicker or not, but I know that his last phase he goes super quick. He also does like this ice attack, where he creates a bunch of ice things and just kind of throws them at your face. It actually hits pretty hard, so don't stand in it. Alright. That would be Duresso. So after killing Duresso, we have, well, again, you don't have to kill him first. I usually just prefer to kill him first. You can go to Combs area. I don't really like Combs area. I don't really know anybody that likes Combs area, to be honest.
The ancestors were weak to see what Calm has created.
Let's go this way. Superior elemental hit? No way! Actually, can I jump up there? Nope. You're pretty much just gonna follow this road. It does like break off and kind of go like random places, so I can't really give you the best advice as to how, you know, you're going the right way. But what I can tell you is that there are, I think this is the totem bosses. I'll have to see to make sure, because there's multiple bosses, since there's like multiple waves that you go through. So let me make sure that we're on the right thing. If I'm correct, there's gonna be like a spot, kind of like, there's gonna be a large opening, and there's going to be a bunch of totems just barraging you with fire attacks. And it looks like it might be right here. Nope, just kidding. Maybe here? Nope. Here it is. Alright. So the totems are going to be right here. They're actually hidden. Here you go. And they're pretty scary because they can like overlap their fire and just hit you numerous times very, very, very quickly. So that's always something to be warned about. There's literally no reason to fight them unless you want to, I guess, you get the enjoyment out of it or the thrill. So that's, I guess that could be one reason. Otherwise, you don't really need to fight them for anything. Mike, you are getting grounded after this video. I just want you to know that. Santa Claus from next year is already coming. He's going to replace all the litter in your litter box with coal. And you're going to have to poop on coal for the next week. You hear me, buddy? We're gonna have to try to roll an armor chest piece here at some point as well, so I can start scaling this armor. Alright, Combs Stronghold. So from here, I believe there is a boss that's very scary. I could be incorrect. I believe there is. And if I'm right, his name is like Trisiseki? I don't even know what the hell it's called. It's basically a Rakanga. And Rakangas are those things that you see that pop up out of the ground and they put their tail up. Well, he hits really, really, really hard, and he summons 3 of his tentacle guys at the same time instead of 1. And he can basically just stun lock you and kill you. So what I recommend at this point in the game is having at least 1 bubbling or 1 seething flask. And if you remember what I did before with my flask, I ended up getting lucky. And what it does is if you see my health, you click it and it instantly heals. It heals a lot less compared to what a normal flask would, but it gives you the ability to heal yourself instantly if you're in a really bad situation. I think we're going this way? Maybe? And I'm taking a ton of damage here, too. My fire is capped? I should be. I am. There's actually a breach down there that I missed, too. Oh, excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. Alright, this would be the boss fight, King Comb. He does a lot of fire damage, and he has all this shit shooting out too that does fire damage. And as he gets low on health, he will summon ads, which you can see here. He will also summon Raging Spirits later on. And he has this line attack just like Barkhull as well. Here's the Summon Raging Spirits, if you guys are curious for them. And they're used to, back in the day, this stuff used to still like explode and go off, but thankfully they changed it because it was killing people. No new weapon. Okay. Now, once you have those two pieces, you're going to go to Crystal Veins. And you can now talk to Lady Diala. She'll call you a cockroach, and she'll open this up for us, right here. The next part is pretty much a breeze, at least in my opinion. It's very straightforward, which is nice, except for this part. Belly of the Beast you can get lost in sometimes. So when you're in Belly of the Beast, you got to be careful of these spider mobs. They can create monsters and like detonate their corpses as well. And they also hit very, very hard. But for the most part, this is like a straight line. You just follow it. Sometimes the straight line will end to a dead end, and that's unfortunate. In that case, you just take the next route. Ooh, an essence. What do you got for me, buddy? Essence of Anger. A Diamond Shrine. These are one of the most deadly shrines because it means that every monster around it has a 100% guaranteed critical rate. Unfortunately, we can't make any use of it because we are Resolute Technique, meaning we cannot crit. That doesn't mean we still can't have fun, right? Alright, Belly of the Beast 2. Now, I think in Belly of the Beast 1, there is a unique named Arachna, kind of like the spiders that I was telling you about before. She's kind of like at a dead end, though, so you don't ever really have to run into her. And she doesn't really do anything. Kind of just does the same thing. She just auto attacks with that like lightning spray, kind of. Arcanus box. These are one of the boxes you definitely want to roll. I'm just going to alch for the sake of this video. So what you would want, ideally, because I don't really have much currency, is you would want to roll low level plus 2 additional items. It rolls anywhere from, I think, like 1 to 8 items. Ideally, you want somewhere from like 5 to 8. Or you can get quantity. I'd say quantity is better for later on because like when you're running maps and stuff, your maps have a lot more quality and quantity and rarity, which I believe applies to strong boxes. At least it's been working for me. And that's kind of what I would do. But for the sake of early game, I would just try to roll it with like plus 2 additional. You can see here we got an alchemy orb back with all of these other items. So nice, we gained. Easy gains. Alright. We are nearing Piety now. And what Piety is going to do is she's a really simple fight, but she does hit really hard if you mess up on the fight. So we're going to do our best to not mess up on the fight, although it's very easy. And I'll even take a hit of it just to show you guys how much it does. Which, she has a laser beam. And here we are, Battles of the Beast. So this is the Piety fight right now. She's going to stand still, do some auto attacks on you, throw out some angry fireballs. Or no, she doesn't throw out the fireballs. There is this laser beam that you can jump over. Sometimes you can walk through it. You can flame dash it. I don't know. There's an example of me walking through it. But if it hits you, it does quite a bit of damage. I actually tried to get hit, and I couldn't even get hit. So clearly it's really not that difficult to dodge. I tried. I'm sorry, boys. Alright, next up is going to be, ironically, one of my favorite parts of this act. I think it's just because the act is ending. I don't really know why exactly. But it's very easy. It's very easy to at least navigate through. So we have, how many bosses now? We've got 3 bosses, because this is the end of pretty much like normal difficulty. This is when the next difficulty will start. So we've got Malagaro, Shavron, and Dodre. And then we have Malachi first form, Malachi second form. That's a freeze box. Don't believe we can open that, unfortunately. No remove freeze. So, my method for this is always grab your waypoint. There's always going to be one boss on the right, and their orders are randomized. And there's going to be 2 bosses on the left. So what I do, and you can do it the other way too if you want, is I find the boss on the right, I kill the boss on the right, and then I just take a portal back and then go right to the left. So it just saves me a little bit of time. I'm actually going to use Enduring Cry for this, because I don't need to use Abyssal Cry at all for here anymore. It's kind of just for fun. So here's Malagaro. Malagaro is pretty much everything to do with physical and chaos damage, including chaos damage over time, upfront chaos damage, and you'll see him right here. He's got kind of this Desecrate, he throws bombs, he does this attack. Here are the bombs that you shouldn't step on. In normal, he's not too difficult. You don't really need Chaos Res, you can just get life regen and it's enough. Again, here are the bombs I'm stepping on. I don't really have much Chaos Res, I've got 4% out of, 75. You grab the heart, teleport back, and now we're going to go ahead and go through the left side. Oh, this is that was a little scary there. Sometimes these breaches in these corridors can like really fuck you up. So we're hitting stat requirements on pretty much everything, which is okay. Stat requirements basically means you don't have enough stats to level up the skill. But we could realistically get dexterity. Oh, JK. We can get dexterity here because we're going to path to overload. So this next fight is going to be Shavron, and she is pretty much all lightning damage. She's pretty easy. She summons these books. Don't get hit by the books, so just stand somewhere safe. Then she has her regular auto attack. When she has this buff on, it's called Lightning Thorns. It's off now, as you can see. She will reflect a flat amount of damage back to you. So skills that hit very quickly, you need to be careful for. And normal difficulty doesn't matter too much. You can see, like, if I hit her, I'll take like maybe like, I don't know, 50 damage, 100 damage. And then the last skill, which I don't think she used there, is she has a skill called Lightning Tendrils, where she'll stand still and just channel. It's very short AoE. Doesn't really hit too hard. I think it does less than her auto attack, actually. So no need for alarm either. Ooh, a hollowed mana. Alright, last mini boss, and then we got Malachi. And before I die in Malachi, Oh man, that would suck so much. I would laugh so hard. Alright, here's Dodre. Dodre is all curses. She's also got really saggy titties, as you can see right there. And her tongue is So, anytime you curse Dodre, I believe she gets a buff with Unholy Might, which increases her... Basically, she gets chaos damage. I don't know what difficulty that starts applying in. You can also see, if you ever went to school and learned about Venn diagrams, this fight is basically a gigantic Venn diagram. If you're standing in multiple curses, you'll be getting multiple curses. Curses also rotate like every 10 seconds or so. You can see it'll make a noise and all of them will swap around. But other than that, she's pretty easy. Just kind of get in her face and smack her. I wouldn't actually recommend that, but I would recommend any type of range skill. Range is very good for this fight. With melee, you got to keep dragging her over. So like this would be Enfeeble. Now it's Vulnerability. Vulnerability means I take increased damage from her. But that's okay. And down goes Dodre. Let's grab the lungs and let's set up the Malachi fight now. So here we're going to have Malachi first phase. And this is going to be our room. So Malachi is going to have a couple of attacks, and he's going to split to Piety. Like he's basically going to go invulnerable, tell you to kill Piety, and vice versa. So, this is kind of how the fight works. When he has this bubble, he's invulnerable. He does this shit that he shoots out. Don't stand in it because it hurts you. I don't remember the damage type. I think it's cold and physical. I actually don't remember. Don't get hit by that slam because you'll die. He throws these little things out as well. Majority of this stuff is mitigated by physical damage as well to think of, so just dodge that. I recommend having like totems. Like I'm pretty much going to explain this whole fight through totems because it's just a lot easier to explain while doing this. He'll summon ads here. You can get flash charges in. After you hurt Piety, she'll do this laser beam. The laser beam you don't ever want to stand in because you'll get shocked as well. So that's another thing. Don't ever stand in the laser beams because you'll get shocked. You'll see these balls kind of being created. Be careful of that because it shoots out multiple balls in a direction. Anyway, first phase is really not too bad. Actually, second phase isn't really too bad either. Sorry if that was a little quick to explain. Again, just simple things like too long didn't watch, even though you're watching the video right now. Malachi has a slam. If he picks up his arm, don't stand next to him. When you hit Piety and hurt her and she switches back to Malachi, don't stand in the laser beam because you get shocked. If you need flash charges, there's a bunch of ads all across the room that you can kill, and they'll give you flash charges, or you can just portal out the fight. Last but not least, he will constantly create these orbs on the floor that will enlarge and explode, and they shoot out in projectiles. Don't get hit by those because they can stun you and deal quite a bit of damage. And then he'll like do this little lob where he throws like a cocoon at your face, and that hits pretty hard too. You can get unlucky and get hit by multiple things at the same time. Sometimes RNG just is not on your side. So in here, we've got like 3 phases kind of. Basically, here's going to be first phase is Malachi right here. When you get him down a certain amount, he's going to go over here, and you have to start killing this little thing right here. Whatever it is. Once you kill that, he's not invulnerable anymore, and you can fight him again. Now, one thing is, in this section of the fight, there are traps that you can hit that deal fire damage, and maybe physical too. I'm not sure if they're just one type or not. And there are quite a bit more ads in this fight. Now, Malachi will also teleport around, and you'll see he'll go underground. Anytime he goes underground, he does a slam. Guaranteed 100%. When he comes up, he will do a slam, so you don't want to stand in that. The best time to attack Malachi is whenever he's channeling that kind of like weird looking tentacle hentai stuff. You can just walk behind him and get free damage on him because you know he's stuck in animation. Kind of like now. He's stuck and you can hit him. So if you really want to play it safe, you could honestly just wait the entire time. So here's the slam. Move away. Try to get in his face. Make him use tentacle hentai. Is he going to use tentacle hentai? There's tentacle hentai. So we go around. We just give him the deeps. And now he's going to go spawn here. Now, there's also this little degen thing that's going to follow me around. You can see it's this little cloud. Just don't stand in it. I don't know if it heals him. I think some people said it heals him. Other way, if there's something red in this game, you don't want to be standing in it. So don't stand in anything red. Which is kind of like the whole screen, but you know, you get the gist. Here's tentacle hentai. You walk around. You slay the boss. The boss goes boom boom. You collect the loot, and you move on to the next difficulty. So that's pretty much going to be everything explained here. Since this is actually only 50 minutes, 51, I think I'll just do Labyrinth on top of this video. So how does that sound? Let's go do Labyrinth as well. Let's grab Ink AoE for later on, even though multi-strike is much better single target for us. Alright, so this is Cruel difficulty. I don't know if I'm going to extend the video series into Cruel as well. I feel it does get pretty repetitive for me, because I kind of feel like I'm hindering myself playing a really fucking weird build, but it's not bad for beginners at all. It's just I like creating really creative characters. But I hope that this, normal playthrough kind of helped you guys out. Nothing really changes that much when you go for, through the difficulties, except for the resistance penalties. If you look when I go to like Cruel difficulty, you'll see that there is a resistance penalty right here, 65, 35, 31. Not exactly the best resistances to have. But you just have to kind of make up for that. You can start crafting some gear. I'd recommend just purchasing gear. Mini K, you gotta relax, buddy. You're going in so far timeout, man. So Labyrinth is after you have completed 6 trials. You can see here I have the 6 trial completions. There are none in Act 4. They're only in Act 1, 2, and 3. Labyrinth is essentially, I'm gonna like speed through this. It is a different layout every day. So every day there's a completely different layout, and you can go on the Reddit or on the Google, and you can just Google it up. And if you want additional help with it, people will post layouts every day for stuff like that. So you're going to be fighting a boss called Exile, and everything in Labyrinth except for the boss does percentage. Well, okay, let me clarify. All of the traps in here deal percentage-based damage. So having life regeneration and endurance charges are very good. Endurance charges because traps are mitigated by physical damage, but not armor. So things like basalt flasks and endurance charges are very good for this area. This is also a level 33 area. I'm 39, so we can breeze through it pretty quickly. Okay. See, I don't even know what this place is. Something passage? Alright, cool. We're on the right track. The reason how you can tell you're on the right way is if there's always an arrow leading somewhere else, not to a silver key, like a silver door, then you know you're going in the right direction. If the silver door is that's it, silver door doesn't really lead anywhere. If it's a gold door, it does lead somewhere. So you can see here the traps do quite a bit of damage if you stand in them. I'll just tap by this one, for example. You don't really want to stand in them. I have a character that's going to be dedicated for Uber Lab farming, and I kind of want to like, instead of making this series, I want to move over to that character and explain like all about Uber Lab. That was like my next project that I was doing, and I think that's really fun because that's a great way to huge or super way to make money, especially for beginners, is Uber Lab. Alright, so in here you can see we can go down or we can go across. If we go down, it's most likely going to be a side area. If we go across, it's going to go to Aspirant's Trial, which is the first phase of Mr. Exile. Okay, let's be a bit careful. Now, I do recommend when you're doing Labyrinth, you have at least one instant flask. Psst. You have at least one instant flask. Instant flasks are really important because they allow you to just heal instantly. Whether it's a bubbling or a seething, honestly, either of them will do. You just want to have at least one of them in case you get into a sticky situation. So Annex is going to be a side area. If you want to see just to confirm, I can show you. It should hit at a dead end, and there's the dead end. By doing the Annex completion, if you like go through and actually get the item, it makes Exile a bit weaker. Or I think it makes it so he cannot get benefits from his buffs for one phase. It's something like that. It's useless. You don't really have to worry about it. Now, Exile will change every day as well with his weapon set and his weapon set along with the other stuff attached with him, like his buffs. So here we have fonts, which are curses, which are really dangerous. You'll see my resistances are going to go to shit. Actually, this is the vulnerability one. So the way this fight would work is he's going to spawn 3 of these. One applied vulnerability, one's going to apply elemental weakness, and one is going to apply temporal chains. So this is the temporal chains one. You can see here I am really slowed down. Like super slowed. super, super slowed. His next one is an elemental weakness, and that's his last one, which is kind of sketchy, but we just killed everything there, so now we don't have to worry about it. And since we killed everything in this phase, that means that the next time we fight a Zaro, we will not have to fight them. And again, I can't really tell you because every time you do this, it's going to be different. There's like a bunch of different things to get, and for that, I'd recommend kind of Googling them up and just looking around. Do. Lock door. Is this the right way? Lock doors are almost never the right way to go. And before it's the right way. I think this is for a side area, so I'm not going to go there. I'm pretty sure that's a side area. So we're just going to go back over here. Here we go. What is this? Annex. Annex is usually a side area, if not always a side area. This is a side area, meaning that that other way may have been the correct way to go that I thought was a side area. Oh no. Feels side area, man. Okay, so we need to go, how do we do this here? We've got to go down here, I think. Hit the lever here. And maybe I can run. Okay, that was not smart. How about this way? Open the lever, which opens the locked door there. Which means I can jump through here. Okay, my character's not jumping. And there's actually nothing over here. I'm pretty sure this is all actually just like a scam. And there's not even anything here. Let me see. I should be able to make this jump right here. Okay, this is actually a dark shrine, which I don't want to click because it's going to buff the boss. So there's no need for that. Well, we don't actually know what it's going to do. It's random. So I was right about it being a side area. I was wrong about it being the right way to go. And this is why they call it a labyrinth, because every time it's going to be different. And you always get lost in it. Like we gotta go over here. This should be fine. No? Is it all the way down? Is it really all the way down? I think it is. I think it's right here. Labyrinth isn't fun. Come on, character. You're so close yet so far. Get him, Mr. Marauder. Here we go. Here's where we need to go. Okay, so this is an example with a golden door and a silver door. This is okay because golden door always means progression. On the bad side, golden door means you need to run another area to get the golden key. So that's kind of shit, right? Buddy, Mini K, you're a good cat, but you gotta like shut up sometimes, man. I don't know what's wrong with you. So in this instance, Annex being a side area would allow me to get my key. So this is one example I was explaining earlier where the Annex could actually be the right way to go. I would highly recommend something like Leap Slam, Lightning Warp, Flame Dash, Blink Arrow, Mirror Arrow, something for Labyrinth, because if you don't have it, your life in Labyrinth is going to be 10 times more infuriating than it needs to be in the first place. The golden key is also usually somewhere in the middle of the side area. It's not always true, but I'm going to hope it is in this case. And I think I was wrong. So maybe it's this one? There it is. Okay. Jump over here, jump here. Nice. That was actually pretty easy. And this should take us to Exile second phase. Alright. And you can see if you had any buffs, they would be sitting right here from the first phase. But since we killed all the fonts, we were okay. Or curses, whatever they're called. So here are going to be generals. You don't want to let the general get to Exile, or I believe he gets a buff from them or something. So we're just going to we're going to taunt Exile and have our totem kill them. I don't even know how the generals work 100%. I just know that they're bad. So I'm not trying to make my life any more difficult than it is. Actually, you know what? Maybe let's do it. Let's make it hard. Let's make it fun here. Let's make it weird. It's not really very difficult anyway. It's just normal. So I believe I'll have one guardian then in the last phase. But again, every single one is different, so it's always hard to try to remember them. That's why I want to make a character dedicated for Uber Lab farming, so I can memorize what everything is for. Because when Labyrinth turns into your source of income, it becomes a lot different than it just being tedious, you know? Annex is usually side area. Let's just check to make sure. I've hit like every single side area on the way, man. I don't know what's going on with my run today. Usually you just hug right. That's what everyone does, is just hug right. Today, it's like if you're hugging right, get fucked. Today is not the day to hug right at all. This is a little scary. Okay, nice. Where are we going? Do, where are we going? Oh, don't put me in there. I don't want to be there. Okay, this silver door can lead to the boss, so we're just gonna follow it. I think it can. I think we need to go. I don't even know which way we need to go. We're just gonna go and hope that it's the right way. Whoop. Wait, what is this? Oh, okay, alright, what the hell? What is this maze? Oh my Jesus. Locked door, yo, game, okay, can you unlock? And what's over here? Lever? Please tell me this is not like a side area. No, this has to be it, this is it. Yes, we are completing Labyrinth right now. Bears. That could have been a little sketchy if I wasn't paying attention there. Is it this way? So it's not that. Oh no. Don't tell me it was a dead end. No, wait. We can go this way. This is it. Right here. I feel it. I feel it. that tonight's gonna be a good night. Boom! Trial. Nice. And we should have, let's see if we got that one Guardian. There's that one Guardian standing that we didn't kill, or the Lieutenant. Also, the last room of Bizarro always has a bunch of random shit in it, so be very careful of that. Kind of assess the room. Well, figure out what the room is before you actually, like, start doing it. Take some time to look at it. We're just gonna kind of strafe it. So for, like, tips for Bizarro, I'd recommend, like, definitely over 1k life for normal lab. Again, have your flasks, at least one bubbling or seething. You know, have a decoy totem or something else set up. You want to just have multiple layers of ways of kind of fighting against him. So when you kill him, if depending on how much you enrage him and whatnot, like if I basically gave him all 3 Guardians and all 3 fonts, then I would have gotten 3 keys. And there's multiple ways of getting additional keys, and for that I'd recommend for you to look up. So the main rewards from Labyrinth is you can enchant gloves. So in the basic one, the normal one, you can enchant gloves. In Cruel, you can enchant gloves and boots. Merciless, you can enchant gloves, boots, and helm. Uber Lab, you can do all 3 as well, but it's even stronger. And then you get your Altar of Ascendancy, which is the main one, which allows you to pick your Ascendancy class. So for this build, we would be going, I think, Chieftain, and I think I'd go Nagahamu's Flame Advance into Hinakora's Death Fury, Ramako's Sunlight, and Tawaho's Forest Strength. I don't know exactly the order that I'd be doing and whatnot. But that is going to conclude it for this video. It may conclude it for the series. Like I said, I'm not really too sure. There's just so many other characters I'd rather play than this specific character. It's not that I'm bored with the series itself. It's that I don't really like the character because I like making more unique and creative. And it was only supposed to do normal difficulty anyway. It was other people that kind of asked for the other difficulties. So I'm just letting you know I'm not really too sure. But anyway, that's going to be it for now. I hope you guys liked the video. Hope you guys, enjoyed it. You can always just check this character's profile. I'm going to be just leaving him alone. Nothing's really going to happen to him. But yeah, if you guys liked the video, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you boys all tomorrow. So take care, everyone. Have a wonderful time. And thanks for watching.